I just want to get this. This is just funny. What's you two doing? I got tons of pictures to show this dumb video. Quit messing with each other. They each got them. Oh, quit messing with her. Okay, this is that's the face. It's too mean. Hi, boy, furball. I'm making a mess over there, playing with stuff. Just I say playing with stuff. You know, me, Dinah. Hey. Me. You were just talking. Talk. I said talk. No, she's just a purring. Hold on, I forgot my book. I grabbed my open messenger. And now I gotta go to the bathroom. Okay, sorry I had to stop the Mundo Duke over there. But anyway, I wanted to... I forgot my book again. Holy crap. Okay, so now I have my book with all my information on it. Finally. So anyway, guys, I want to wish y'all a happy Memorial Day. It feels weird being Monday because, you know, usually right about this time I'd be at work. Actually, I'd be waiting for others to get off their breaks while I'm doing some work right now. But anyway, sorry about the tank going off right now. Anyway, yeah, I want to wish y'all a happy Memorial Day, and thank y'all to any of my viewers and to really anyone who has been in the service, and for those families who have lost their loved ones. And of course, we're celebrating that today. Don't know. Whew, getting winded. Anyway, and also thank you to any of my viewers who have lost people who served in the military, and those who are currently, you know, watching this video. Anyway, so this is a video I've been long awaiting to get to. I'm trying to put this right here. Oh, bad setup. Anyway, there we go. So anyway, this is a video I've been trying to do for a long time. This is going to be called Jurassic Chat number 63, which is about the dinosaur species that survived not only the Mount Sibo incident on Isla Nublar, but also escaped the Lockwood Manor. And I'm going to talk about the DNA vials, which I believe I have a complete list of all the dinosaurs listed in the suitcase, which I have not seen anyone else have. I've tried to look for some videos that may have had that, but I think I have the most cohesive and legit list, I'll just say that anyone has come up with, mainly because I found some references to the suitcase and some of the vials and some of the species listed, which basically confirm all the species that were in at least that briefcase. There could have been many more briefcases filled with DNA. We don't know, but these are just the species that are in that specific DNA briefcase. So anyway, let's talk about the dinosaurs that escaped Nublar, or escaped the Lockwood Manor. So originally, we didn't see that many dinosaurs escape. When they were originally supposed to take 11 species. We don't know how many of those specific species, but we know we at least got some different ones like Carnotaurus and Rexy and Blue got off the island. And for a long time we thought that all the Brachiosaurus basically went extinct. That could still be true, but we're gonna take these sources come from just manually counting the dinosaurs in the film, to the auction list, the auction list, and dang it, I had something else. But anyway, here are the dinosaurs. If we go off the auction list, which pretty much is real, so these are basically the dinosaurs, and I've listed the ones that we see in the film and the ones that are rumored to be existing and are now released out into the world. So let's get on with these species first. So in the film we saw at least one Carnotaurus escape. Might have seen two, because there's one scene in particular, and I did a view a few days ago. I slowed it down. It's the scene where the dinosaurs escape the Lockwood Manor, and a big foot comes down, and to me, that foot right in front of Mills' head, and to me, it looks a lot like a Carnotaurus foot, and we saw Carnotaurus run away in the previous shot, so that could have been a second Carnotaurus, but we only saw one definitively, and rumored, it says on the list, there are two Carnotauruses that were in the auction, so they could have been auctioned off. And like I said, the rumored dinosaurs, some of them could have been auctioned off already, some could have escaped, but we know, or we are meant to believe there are at least 2 Carnotauruses that escaped the auction. And then next we have 2 juvenile Allosaurus we see in the film, one that was auctioned off and one that escapes Lockwood Manor. Of course, we see it in several shots during that scene. But there's supposedly one other one, so 3 Allosaurus altogether. We don't really see a second Allosaurus in the auction escape scene, but it's rumored that there's at least 3, and one specifically is a juvenile. Next we have Tyrannosaurus, and of course we know Rexy escaped. She's out in California somewhere. Next is Blue the Velociraptor, and we know of course she escaped, she survived, she's out there in Cali, something like that. Anyway, next is Triceratops. Now we only saw 3 Triceratops in the film. Actually, we did see 3 Triceratops. There's one in there with the infant that we see, you know, lift up the cage and escape. And there's a third one that I saw running across behind the Apatosaurus and all in the film. So there's at least 3, and from the list from the auction, there is 3 in the film. Actually, no, 4 individuals, 3 adults and 1 baby. So 4 Triceratops supposedly escaped Lockwood Manor, or so forth. Next are Pteranodons. So we saw 3 Pteranodons in the film, flocking together. And apparently they had captured what on the list says 3 Pteranodons. So evidently all the Pteranodons are accounted for, and they are currently in Sin City. So take it as you will. And of course they're flying reptiles, so like the Dimorphodons, they could have just fluttered off of Isla Nublar. We could have dozens of killer Pteranodons everywhere, and dozens more of little hellhounds from the sky. But anyway, I really wish we could have seen Dimorphodons in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but wait, we got a picture of Dimorphodon? Oh, we got Pteranodon right there, and right there Pteranodon, and right there Dimorphodon. Anyway, next, of course, we know that Mosasaurus, Mosey as I call her, escaped, and now she's off devouring surfers and the last of the humpbacks.
It's only one. It can be recaptured.
Before it eats the last of the humpbacks?
So, we know at least she escaped, and can't wait to see her in Fallen Kingdom. I just read a link where it says that she's not over like 60 or 70 feet long like a traditional Mosasaurus. She's actually, to get the size and depth right for her, they actually made her over 110 to 120 feet, which is so awesome in my mind. But anyway, next we saw at least 2 to 3 Ankylosaurus. I believe I counted 2, but then I thought I saw a third one, so I just put 2 to 3 Ankylosauruses that escaped the Lockwood Manor, and of course 1 was sold. Now it says here that there's a rumored 4 Ankylosauruses that were captured off Isla Nublar. Next, I believe I saw 2 to 3 Stegosauruses. I saw at least 2. I thought I saw a third, but there are rumored 6 Stegos apparently captured off Isla Nublar. And then next is Apatosaurus, and I did see 2 Apatosauruses. You have one at the beginning of the aisle when you see that one scene, and I'll try my best to edit this all in for y'all guys. And there's another one that comes in right beside the Carnotaurus, which is the second one. And there's a rumor to be 4 Apatosauruses that escaped off Isla Nublar. Next is Gallimimus. We saw 3. I definitively saw 3 in the escape sequence. However, there's a rumored 8 that escaped, which isn't really hard to believe. They're probably one of the easiest ones to capture. Next, we have Baryonyx. I did see 2 in the escape scene. Now, it's very hard to see one specifically. Or actually, yeah, 1 was sold and 1 other was in the escape scene, sorry. And I paused it for a brief second, and it's also in the trailers and in this one scene. I got a clip here. And it could have been Allosaurus, because of course, if you're going through the scenes, you know, it changes. The snout can get really thin and really broad at the same time to be another Allosaurus. Otherwise, this would have been the third Allosaurus. Second Allosaurus we would have seen in the escape sequence. But when I checked it further on, in every scene that I checked, the snout stayed the same size and the body shape looked very much like a Baryonyx. So yes, there were 2 Baryonyxes in the auction and escape sequence. 1 was sold and 1 escaped the Lockwood Manor. Yeah, you don't look at the picture for yourself. I mean, it's pretty much confirmed to me that it's a Baryonyx. I mean, unless they want to go and recap that in the sequel and say that was a Suchomimus, but who knows. But to me, because they had, of course, the models and everything, they didn't have Suchomimus and all that, it's basically confirmed that that was a Baryonyx. So, and there was a rumored 3 Baryonyx that were captured off Nublar. So 1 was sold, 1 has escaped, and there might be another one that paired up with this one. So the next is Sinus. We did see 2 we did see two. They're very hard to see in the film. We have the main one, but there's another one in the background somewhere. It was really hard to see, but yes, there are two Sinoceratops in the escape scene. And I'll try and throw up as many pictures if I can find them again for y'all, but this is, I mean, all this stuff is confirmed. At least the beginning numbers, and when I say rumored, those numbers are, you know, from the auction list, which could or may not be true, but as far as I'm concerned, from all my facts, they seem to be true. So take it as you will, guys. But there's a rumored 4 Sinoceratops that made off Nuvoir, so that's pretty cool. I love my, or as Best Slot would say, the chubby hippos. Next is Parasaurolophus. Now we did definitively see 3 Parasaurs escape Lockwood Manor, and there's a rumored 5 that escaped. So let's see. And then for Compsognathus, I think I saw around 6 individuals in the film, as I counted, but there's a rumored 11 that made it off the island, so they're gonna probably spread like rats now. But anyway, next is Stygimoloch, or Stygimoloch, sorry, say it both ways. And I saw 2 to 3, including Stiggy, escape. I'm pretty sure I saw at least 2 more that were in the escape sequence itself, but there's also a rumored 5 that were there after the escape sequence, so apparently we got 5 Stiggies running around. Next, these 2 dinosaurs are on the auction list, so you gotta take it as you will. You know, it'll probably make it into the next film. At least Brachiosaurus will, and it says here we didn't see any Brachiosaurus, of course, escape off the island. We didn't see him in the Lockwood Manor or period, but it says at least 2 adults survived. There at least 2. And we saw 1 on the auction list, but it says there was apparently 2. So we'll have to see in the second film. Although I couldn't picture them relocating 2 full-grown Brachiosaurus. It's like, man, they had to be there for a little while to capture those 2. And man, how did you carry those things? But more than likely they would have been subadults, I think, because we did see some subadults in the beginning of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, browsing along with the adults. We saw some little ones in there, or some at least medium-sized Brachiosaurs. So I think if they captured a couple of those, because they were around the same size as the Apatosaurs, so it makes more sense that they've captured 2 mid-sized or juvenile Brachiosaurs and relocated them to Lockwood Estate. And it'd be really cool to see, especially if they stay juvenile in Fallen Kingdom. I really like to see the size differences between dinosaurs in the next film, because we got juvenile Allosaurs in the last one. I thought that was really cool that we're seeing different age ranges now. We're not seeing just all completely adult dinosaurs in the films now. We're seeing some variation in size. And of course, in Jurassic World 1, we saw like the whole Gentle Giants Bathing Zoo. We saw the baby Gallies and the baby Apatosaur and baby Trikes and a mid-sized Parasaur and a mid-sized Stego. So all that's pretty cool. So if we're believed to know at least 1 Brachiosaurus made it off from the auction list, but it says that 2 were apparently captured, so we'll just have to see in the next film if that remains true. And then of course, it says here the last dinosaur on the auction list is Peki Rhinosaurus, and there was only 1 captured. So I gotta see, because the auction list, this is where I kind of got to believe the auction list might be false, is because, you know, it says here Sinoceratops rumored 4, although Peki Rhinosaurus, we see at least 1 Sinoceratops in that scene. You know, I said I saw 2, but I was sure I saw 2, but it might have just been the 1 Sinoceratops. And the Peki Rhinosaurus, of course, was originally going to be the dinosaur in the film other than before the Sinoceratops, but they, of course, you know, added Sinoceratops. You know, like I'll show you up here. Yeah, that's a Peki Sinoceratops. That's not a Sinoceratops at all. So it could have just made it to where, you know, of course, 1 Sinoceratops escaped and was meant to be the 1 Peki Rhinosaurus. So we'll just have to see. I think it'd be cool if they showed that in Fallen Kingdom that Peki Rhinosaurus did escape and there was only 1. And we get to see that dinosaur, maybe do some battling and all that, because I love Peki Rhinosaurus. I think it'd be really cool to see in the film. But that's kind of where it kind of detracted me from the idea of this list I found being true. I mean, everything else seems to point to it being correct, but there's, you know, that whole thing between the Sinoceratops and the Peki Rhinosaurus kind of throws some dirt in the eye to that one, unfortunately. Although it'd be really cool if this list was true. and it would make a lot of sense. But of course, they're probably going to throw all this out in the meantime, guys. They're probably going to throw it all out and make a whole new list of dinosaurs that are at least captured or have died of natural causes or got eaten or had to be killed for the protection of the civilians and whatnot for Jurassic World 3, more than likely. That's just how it usually always rolls, but for at least for Fallen Kingdom, this is the list that we've got. And I just want to throw in some of these dinosaurs, or creatures. Deinosuchus is technically in Fallen Kingdom, although it's just mentioned. Actually, we saw the skeleton in a deleted scene. And, of course, we're talking about all the dinosaurs that were escaped in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I actually forgot. I meant to, talk about all the dinosaurs that were in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Including, I don't have my, hold on, I might be able to find it on here. Ceratops, which was the other Tyrannosaur that was apparently living on Nubar, but it was dead when they found it. That was a deleted scene, as well as Deinosuchus. And Parasaurolophus, which was another ankylosaurid that was on the island, which apparently died out. So those were really the only other dinosaurs, because every other dinosaur species that was on the island that we saw did escape. So that's about it for that. But yeah, Deinosuchus was only mentioned to be part of the Indominus Rex genome for the teeth specifically, which is really interesting. And man, it's one of those creatures I just really want to see in Jurassic World 3 now, so we got to see. But yeah, it's just mentioned. It's not in the film at all. Well, except for the deleted scene, like I mentioned, with the picture of the giant crocodile skeleton, which a crocodile in Costa Rica, a Costa Rican island, seems a little odd considering the size of it, as well as being on a dinosaur-infested island. So definitely Deinosuchus, more than likely. But and then there's the other creatures that, of course, were on the island. Of course, we know that are not confirmed extinct, like the Carnotaurus and the Mosasaurus. But we don't know survived or how many were captured and so far. Those include Gallimimus, Peki Rhinosaurus, Microceratus, Dimorphodon, and Dilophosaurus. So we just have to see what happens with all those. So now we're going on to the DNA section in just a second, but essentially here, if the list is to remain true, there are at least 21 different species, 25 carnivores, 25 individual carnivores survived, and 42 individual herbivores survived. A total of 67 dinosaurs. So, you know, of course, detract like 4 or 5 that, or, you know, at least one. I can't remember where I was going with that, but anyway, that weren't dinosaurs and so forth. Anyway, onto the DNA files. The DNA files. But anyway, so here are the dinosaur species that I was able to drudge up to determine which the ones they are. Now, when I did my research trying to find out the species, of course, it's from looking at the pictures, you know, the blurry photos, and we kept trying to identify what dinosaur species were on there. It was so hard to find out, but I did find a link to a site where, I forget the name of the company, it'll be right here along with the picture, but essentially they are selling the replicas of the DNA files they gave to Universal to use for the film. And some of them are offhanded differently, and this confused me for a little bit, trying to figure out why the blood vials and the, you know, the blue and yellow vials were so different. My only explanation could be is that they decided one particular species for each for the blood vials, and then one for the blue and yellow vials, and so forth. And that's why they're kind of mishmashed. They just changed them up a little bit. So here are the species that were listed on the DNA files. This includes the blue and yellow vials, which are more likely just genetic samples, and then the blood samples that we saw. And those include Dreadnoughtus, which of course we saw in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the Jurassic World Evolution, the DLC. We saw what that dinosaur looks like, and more than likely that was teased for a long time after Fallen Kingdom. It's one of the relatively very upfront dinosaurs we've never seen, but was teased through that DNA case, so it's really cool that we got that. Dreadnoughtus is of course being a giant sauropod. Next is Carnotaurus. We saw that, and I think I believe it's one of the blood vials specifically. So Carnotaurus is in there. Allosaurus, Stygimoloch, Brachiosaurus, Sinus, and I have a couple here. And then here are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. At least 12 species I think I'm counting here. And I believe I got some of them wrong. But yeah, Triceratops. ST I thought stood for Stegosaurus, but I believe it stands for Stygimoloch instead from what I've read along. So I think Stygimoloch is in the DNA case. NT was on one of the vials, and there's really only one dinosaur that I can think of that makes that much sense to be in the DNA vial case, which is Brachiosaurus, which I think is also amazing because I know a lot of fans have been really wanting to see the dinosaur. I think this was the filmmaker's way of kind of teasing that we could see, even though it's extinct now, we could see it in the future now that at least the DNA survived. But MT, I believe it stands for Brachiosaurus. PC, which I believe stands for Peki Rhinosaurus. It could stand for Peki Rhinosaurus, but either one of those. VR, of course, stands for Velociraptor. And VR was not a blood sample because we know they didn't capture any blood samples of blue. It was actually listed under the yellow and blue vial. So as far as we know, there's at least genetic samples of Velociraptor now in whoever's hands. And that might play into how the Jurassic World Life Tour goes down because there's supposed to be Velociraptors in that. So we'll have to see. BA, which of course stands for Brachiosaurus. GA, which of course stands for Gallimimus. TR, which stands for Tyrannosaurus Rex, or Tyrannosaurus. If we're looking at the briefcase, we saw TR in the very up left corner, and when I spelled it out, it looked just like it was spelling Tyrannosaurus, so that's in there. And AL, which of course stands for Allosaurus. So, and those are from the DNA vials, and I think they did change them up there to update with some of the different new names that we saw, like Dreadnoughtus. So we at least see Dreadnoughtus, Carnotaurus, Allosaurus, Stygimoloch, Brachiosaurus, Gallimimus, Tyrannosaurus, Velociraptor, Pachycephalosaurus, Brachiosaurus. So that's a total of 10 dinosaurs. That's 2, 3, 6, 9. So I think I got my parts off there for a second, but I know at least, I think I'm missing, I may have overcounted, but anyway. Yeah, at least that would be 9 species. Oh wait, no, sorry, 3, 6, yeah, 9 species in that briefcase. So that would stand for these species I've just listed, and that's probably the most logical ones you're going to find. And I can't tell if they are legit, but as far as I know, from what I can find, it seems very legit. This is from the company that designed the vials for Universal to use in the film. So I'm pretty sure it's legit, but of course, in the new movie, they could change a lot. They could completely disregard all of this and introduce whatever dinosaurs they want. Say, this is how many survived. There are like many more than what was accounted for on the auction list and so forth. The DNA vials, there could have been like 10 briefcases full of dinosaur DNA that were sold off or auctioned off. So, of course, they can all change, but this is at least what's confirmed for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I hope y'all enjoy this video, and we'll have to see where it goes from here. To what lies ahead for the franchise. I had something else to say, I can't remember though. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this video. Oh, that was what I was going to mention. Because of course, we don't have any teasing to Pseudoceratops, period, in Fallen Kingdom. But evidently, we could see it in this Battle of Big Rock thing that we got going on in a few months when Hobbs and Shaw comes out. That's apparently going to be a short from what we can tell. I thought it might be a toy commercial or something like that, but from what I hear, there's apparently filming in Ireland and so forth, and we at least know it's going to show off Pseudoceratops and Allosaurus, so we'll just have to see. But basically, I think it's pretty much confirmed now that it's going to be some kind of short. I believe what the short will be is maybe a tease that production has begun. I think that's what they'll probably announce on the thing of Hobbs and Shaw, like production has started, or 1 year from now we're going to get a trailer or so forth, something like that. Like, I don't know, that's kind of a bit early. A year from Hobbs and Shaw is like around Comic-Con, something like that, of 2020. So, and usually we get a Jurassic World trailer in December. We almost always have had one in December, so we'll have to see. So, take that as, I'm gonna do a whole battle of Big Rock when I do their tour reviews for these toys. But anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this Jurassic Chat 63. hope y'all like this list. I'm gonna post like the full picture of this little list I've got here. This one right here that I made of all the stuff I was looking up and finding out. And you know, of course, I don't want to spread misinformation or and let people down if you see Fallen or Jurassic World 3 and this list just isn't correct. But this is just information I found from everything I could find from Fallen Kingdom, from those vials that are actually listed on eBay. You can buy those vials, like a 6-pack of the vials for like $80 on Amazon, and they're listed as the ones for the company made for Universal, and I don't imagine Universal allowing them to sell those like that unless they were legit. Kind of surprised that no one found them before, although I didn't find them until now, until I went digging. So, and of course this is just a list. Of course the dinosaurs I mentioned that I saw in the film, so that would mean that we saw, I counted at least, that would be 3, I'm not going to count compies because who knows, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. At least 33 dinosaurs we saw escape or surviving after Fallen Kingdom. At least 23 species or 23 individual animals. So take it as you will. And of course the rumored thing is from the auction list I could find online and so forth. So I don't want to get y'all's hopes up. I don't want y'all to feel like I lied to you or anything like that. This is just all the information I could find over the creatures that survived or so forth. So thanks guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. And like I said in the beginning of this video, hope y'all have a good Memorial Day. And sorry, kind of losing my head here. But anyway, try to have the best time you can with any regards to remembering those who served in the military and defended our freedom so well, including with their lives. So anyway, I'll quit blabbering on. Thanks guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. And we're so close. How many subs do we have so far? Come on. Where are you? No, get off. There. How many we got so far? Yes, we're back to 2498. 2498, guys. Look at this. Look at this. 2498. We're that close. We're that close to getting 2,500 subscribers. So please, let's make that happen. 2,500, man. We're 2 away. 2,500 subscribers. Let's see that. Wait, I just said it. 2,500 subscriber mark. Oh, by the way, trying to go Wednesday to see Godzilla King of the Monsters for an early showing. We'll see how that goes.